Friends, we need to acknowledge that there might be occasions when we may get arrested for doing certain acts knowingly, wittingly or unwittingly. On such occasions, it becomes important to know the powers of the police with regards to arrest and also the rights of the person who has been arrested. This video, we are trying to describe exactly that. I'm Advocate Faisal. Now, arrest can be made either on the arrest warrant issued by a magistrate, or it can be done without an arrest warrant. The police can directly arrest. Now, the offences have been classified into two types basically for expediency in classifying offences. One is cognizable, the other one non-cognizable. Now, in cognizable cases, police can arrest directly, and for non-cognizable offences, a warrant from the magistrate is essential for effecting an arrest. Now, as to what is cognizable, now we can see that certain offences need the action of the police immediately, and those are offences in which the police can directly proceed. Those cases, for example, where a person obstructs the work of a public servant, that comes under a cognizable offence. Or where a person engages in fake currency, in transaction with fake currency. Those two, again, the police can arrest directly. Police can arrest the person directly. Person who is having fake currency in his possession, or the person carries out a transaction. Now, the other case, the non-cognizable ones, like I said before, it requires the warrant issued by a magistrate before police can effect an arrest. Now, non-cognizable offences, for instance, in the case of bribery, the police need to have a warrant in their hands before the arrest can be made. The warrant itself is just a paper having details as to the offence, the nature of offence, the section, the person's name, the offender's name and address, and the seal of the court and the magistrate's signature. Now we may examine the powers of the police with regard to arrest. Number one, all the cognizable offence, the police can effect an arrest in case of any cognizable offence directly. Number two, police can effect an arrest if a person is in possession of any implement which can be used for housebreaking. Number three, if a person has been proclaimed an offender by a state government or any other process of law, then also he can be arrested. Number four, a person who is in possession of any object which has been suspected of having been stolen or any offence concerning that. Number five, person who obstructs the functioning of the police from carrying out his duty or escapes from the custody of the police. Number six, a person who is a deserter from any of the armed forces. A person who commits an offence outside of India, which should have been a punishable crime if it had been committed in India, and for which he is liable for extradition or even otherwise. Number eight, a person who has been convicted violates the notification rules with regard to his residence. Number nine, if a requisition is received from an police officer who is having a different jurisdiction, and if arrest can be made without the warrant, the concerned police officer may effect an arrest. Besides the above, a police can arrest a person who is suspected of an offence for a non-cognizable offence, and the person doesn't disclose his name and address if so required or if so demanded by the police. Now, from the description, it can be seen that the police has got a lot of powers, wide powers to effect an arrest when it comes to cognizable offences, and the case of non-cognizable, of course, with the arrest warrant. Now, in such case, it is obvious that a person who is arrested needs to know his right vis-a-vis the police who is carrying out the arrest. Number one, the arrestee or the person who is arrested has a right to know as to what are the charges against him, what is the offense which has been charged and for which he is kept under arrest. Number 2, he has a right to see the warrant as such. As already disclosed, the warrant will have the details as regards the kind of offense, the name of the court which has issued the arrest warrant, and also the magistrate's signature. So the arrestee has a right to see the arrest warrant before the arrest can be effected. Now we might examine the rights of the person who has been arrested. Number 1, the police should be clear with his identity. The police should have the person who is effecting an arrest, the police who is effecting an arrest should have a badge or any such sign displaying his name on his person. Number 2, the arrestee, the police should prepare a memo of arrest showing details of the arrest made, the person, name of the person who has been arrested, and it should be signed by one of the witness, preferably a relative of the accused or any other person who is known in the locality, and it should also have the signature of the accused. Number 3, the accused, the person who has been arrested, has a right to consult his lawyer during interrogation by the police. Number 4, the accused has a right to remain silent. This is a right given by the Constitution. Number 5, the police should intimate a friend or a relative of the accused as soon as possible after the arrest has been effected, at least within say 12 hours or so. Number 6, the person who has been arrested ought to be produced before the concerned magistrate within 24 hours of his arrest. This is mandatory and unavoidable. Number 6, person who has been arrested has a right to be medically examined so as to show that he has been tortured or to claim exemption when he is charged with an offense. Number 7, a person has the right to remain silent without disclosing any material evidence so as to incriminate himself, whether it has been extracted with his consent or without his consent. Now, in the case of females, a lady cannot be arrested without the presence of a female constable, and a lady cannot be arrested after sunset. In exceptional cases, it is possible provided the police has the warrant issued by the magistrate. Now, as we had already seen, the powers which is given to the police are wide powers, and which has been seen to be misused most of the time. So it is all the more essential that every citizen is aware of the rights so as to, friends, as we had already seen, the powers of the police with regard to arrest is wide, and it's all the more important for person who is for every citizen to know the right, whether he be arrested for any act done willingly or unknowingly, and also to prevent the police from doing illegal things with regard to the person who has been arrested. Friends, do contribute your share of comments so that the ensuing videos can be made more productive.